Hey guys, welcome back. So we're making a project here which is going to be a winter tray. So just trying to get my thing so you can see everything that I'm doing here. This is an 8-inch silicone cake pan essentially, and I am going to be putting the base layer that I want to do down first. So what I have over here is 4 ounces of my RevCritter 1:1, and I'm just going to pour that in because I want a very thin layer to begin with. And when I'm talking thin, I'm talking thin. This is going to be like gossamer layer. They barely cover the bottom, but there's a reason for that. Dare I call it an anchor layer. Go ahead and get my resin in. Okay, so there's that. And then we wait for it to move, do its thing. Well, I'll help it along a little bit. Yeah, let's help it along. Give it a little encouragement, a little motivation. There we go. All right, now off to the side you can see that I have a small pot, again, of my RevCritter 1:1, and it has 2 small drops of my Alumilite white pigment paste. Now, we are not doing a whole big fat bloom here, okay? What I'm doing is I'm just making sort of like a base bloom, if you will. Just nothing big huge. Just getting rid of some of the surface bubbles that are popping up here without going too ham on it. And then, she says, and then I'm just going to make some little shapes around the edges, and you'll see what's going to happen here. And I'm not going for any pattern or anything. I'm just making shapes, you know, because snowflakes are unique, right? Right. And this tray that I'm making is going to be full of snowflakes that I have made from the snowflake molds that you guys have seen me make. And so this first layer is just going to be sort of that base layer for the snowflakes. And we're working from the bottom up. This is actually the bottom layer. So I'm not going to be flipping things over and making, you know, difficult things and whatnot. So that's why I'm not being too terribly picky. I just want a pattern. And I made up way too much white. I know I did. But that's okay, because we can always use it to make something else. Okay, so now that I've done that, I'm just going to go through, get rid of any blobs, make little snowflake shapes, little arcs, little interesting tidbits of shapiness. there's that. So I'm going to let this tack up. I'm not going to let it totally, harden, but I'm going to let it tack up enough that I can anchor my snowflakes into it without them moving around a whole heck of a lot. So I will see you guys for that when it is time for that to happen. I'll see you then. Just a little break in here. Look at how beautifully this is pulling in and blooming, so to speak. It's only been just a few minutes, probably maybe 20 minutes or so, and this is looking stunning already on its own. So what does this make me think? I'm going to be doing a bloom with this Bondcrafter resin because this is absolutely gorgeous in and of itself. So I just wanted to pop in here. It's just a little thing. I didn't do my normal time lapse, but I'm kind of wishing I would have. But anyway, so that's pretty much it. Just wanted you guys to see how beautifully this is looking. See you later. All right, so it's time for next steps. I've put in my snowflakes here, and I've got 6 ounces of my Bondcrafter 1:1. So I'm going to be putting the next layer in. I doubt that this is going to cover the snowflakes because they're kind of tall, but I want to go in small layers because I don't have my deep pour resin as of yet, but I should be getting some soon. So I'm just going to go over and put in the next thin layer. And the color that I used for the blue snowflakes was my Snow Queen Blue. From my Alexis Chameleon powder set. And it is kind of cold in here this morning. It's about 68 degrees Fahrenheit in the craft room / office / living room / whatever. So I have faith that this is going to take a little extra time to cure up and shouldn't flash and should have plenty of time to debubble. So let's go ahead and get this in. So that's everything, all 6 ounces, and it's almost covering everything, but not quite. So the next layer should be the last one. Alright, I refilled Tiny Torch. Come on, you can do it. There we go. Let's get some bubbles off of here. And of course I'm going to be keeping an eye on it while it's curing. Alright, so there's that layer. Actually looks really cool with the snowflakes just kind of hiding in that clear resin. I like it. Alright, I will see you guys later on. Alright, so it's time for the last layer of resin. So I have 6 ounces of my 1:1 resin here, and you can see how beautifully this is turning out. I mean, it's just as clear as a bell. I can't wait to get it out of this blue container to see really what it looks like. So we're just going to pour this over the top and watch those sparkles from the holographic glitter that are in some of the pieces come out. Gosh, it's just so cool. And this 6 ounces well covers anything that was sticking up. So all in total, I used 16 ounces of resin in this, just to make sure that I got the depth that I wanted, because this is a big container. It is, you know, like I said, an 8-ounce or 8-inch round. So it is significant. So there we have it. Everything is covered up. Everything has really good depth on it. I'm happy with that. So I'm just going to clean up my stick here. Get rid of some bubbles. And if this 1-to-1 from Bondcrafter does such a beautiful job, I cannot wait to try their deep pour resin. I think that that's going to be excellent as well. So yeah. Alright, there we have it. Just going to wait for this to do its thing, and I will see you for the demold. See you then. Alright guys, are you ready? Because I think I am too. Let's get it out. I've been waiting a while for this. So let's see what we got. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Subtle with the snowflakes. You can see inside of it. Look at that. How gorgeous. And that clarity. You can read a newspaper through that. Look at that. Alright, now I'm really curious to see what the bloom looks like on the other side, so let's flip it over, shall we? Oh! Wow, that really turned out well. Look at that. So you could ostensibly use it on both sides. I mean, you could put it on this side and have this one, or on that side and have that one. I mean, it's like, it's two-sided. Look at that. And you can still see the snowflakes through. You can still see, oh, I love it. 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 Look how clear that is. Go Bondcrafter. This is their 1-to-1 resin that did this. And yes, I did have to do it in 3 layers, but I'm fine with that. Look. I mean, you can see the layers, yeah, because I had to do 3 different layers. But just look at that. I'm so impressed. I am so impressed. Let's look. Not sponsored. You can read through it. Look at that. Look at that. That's freaking nuts. Alright, sorry. Enough of my waffling. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I just think it's gorgeous. And yeah. So thank you guys so much for being here. I really do appreciate it. And I hope to see you again in the next one. Take care, guys. Cheers.